Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews. I'm going to be doing a spoiler review for Bad Batch Episode 13, Infested. Um, this episode was decent, except that it kind of takes some stuff from the Old Republic lore. Especially when it comes to a certain Devaronian. For those of you who don't know what a Devaronian is, they are the ones that literally look like the devil with the horns. Or they're the devil guys with the horns. And in this episode, there is a Devaronian named Durand. And he ends up getting his, one of his horns sliced off because he had an issue with the Pikes. The Pike Crime Syndicate is well known from the stupid movie Solo, as well as Clone Wars, where the Pikes were in league with Darth Tyrannus. Now, in this series, or in this episode, basically Sid, the Trandoshan female that's been working with the Bad Batch, got kicked out of her own establishment by Durand, the Devaronian. Now, she basically has an idea to steal some of the shipment of spice to basically make the Pikes pissed off at Durand, and it works, but they also lost the spice in order so that couldn't complete the whole operation. And the Pikes really do show a brutal and very vicious nature in this one. Not so much physically, but definitely within their purview, where they're like, we don't like complications, kill them all. And they take their businesses very seriously, especially during the Empire era. Now, one thing I do like is that they were actually going to kill Durand, but unfortunately, Omega had kind of gotten involved and had to open her mouth and whatnot, so instead they took his horn. And it is his right horn, his right side horn. Now, the writing in this episode does kind of get weird, but Omega, being the innocent and wanting to help everyone, she should have learned by now that you can't help everyone, especially those who have gone against you. When you are in an Empire era, you gotta learn when to keep your mouth shut, and they should have started to, or they should start teaching her that, as well as they should start, or she should start learning, because the thing is, when you push that kind of stupidity, when you actually continue to play the good guy, you're going to get used. And if the Bad Batch actually starts explaining that to her, well, she might actually grow up to be a little bit harder of a character to screw around with. However, she rarely played any part in this story because, well, the Bad Batch are handling heavier things, like the spice shipment and these Erling creatures that are basically the same thing as the Bioraptors in Pitch Black. Light, or they can't handle light, but they're not shaped like them. It is kind of a Pitch Black scenario in this one, so that is going to take off of the objective quality. The objective quality of this show, or this particular episode, was, well, a 7. You're ripping off lore, or you're ripping off lore from a different franchise, the whole Pitch Black scenario, and you're basically, well, they know their Star Wars, so they know characters. And while this was a green-skinned Devaronian, which I've never seen before, I have seen only orange and red. This one, removing his horn, is a direct callback to Galt Renault from the Old Republic game that's currently not under their, or Disney's, corruptive touch. And Galt Renault is a slick smuggler and he's very notorious, but it's basically a callback to him, and it's like, don't you dare frickin' start comparing characters here to characters of the Old Republic, because the characters of the Old Republic are infinitely better. As for the show itself, I really did enjoy this episode subjectively. It didn't put any stupidity in it, except for Omega standing up for the Devaronian who was about to get sliced by the Pikes. They should have just cut his goddamn head off. You gotta show that there is some... you gotta show that there is some ruthlessness in the galaxy now that the Empire has begun. But I guess that Disney is trying to keep it kid-friendly, which is silly because kids will also understand adult themes. So subjectively, I would put this around an 8 to 9. They could have done a few things better. And showgoer, it's about a 9 to 10 because judging by entertainment value alone, it was interesting, but it did kind of get boring. In the scene where they can't wake the hive. And it's like, boring. I mean, the show did have a boring touch to it in this episode. So yeah, about a 9 at best. Showgoer. Anyway, folks, that is going to be my review. You all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Let me know what you thought of this episode of The Bad Batch. Episode 13, Infested. Did you like it? Did you not? Did you catch their little shout out to Galt Renault if you have played the Old Republic game? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section below, folks. This has been Orange Chat Reviews. Stay humble.